Good afternoon, tipsiers. Ranger Dave coming at you from about 8,000 feet, 7,500 to 8,000 feet, I believe, here outside of Bailey, Colorado. We are at the beginning of segment 4, end of segment 3 parking lot trailhead for the Colorado Trail. Amazing mid-May day. It is officially summer. It feels great out, like 70 degrees. Can't ask for a better day. Super pumped to be out here. Just doing a little bit of pre-game hiking. Pre-game meaning later this summer we got some serious hiking to do. I got off of work early and thought, hey, I'm going to head to the mountains. So we're going to hike segment 3 of the Colorado Trail. We're going to hike it backwards. We'll talk about that later on. And then have a local whiskey to enjoy, a rye whiskey. You know how I love rye whiskeys. My eyes look a little bloodshot. I don't know why. But sit back, relax, pop open that cold one. Let's get to work. Well, good evening. We're resting for the night. We are at about mile marker 2.8. You can see the tent behind me. You can hear the stream, maybe see it behind me, I hope. There you go. It's a great spot. It's a great spot. So got dinner cooking over here. Got some Peak Refuel chicken Alfredo pasta. That is a tier 1 freeze-dried food. Just sitting here relaxing. So let's talk about the trail and then we need a drink. We need a drink. So segment 3 of the Colorado Trail. It is approximately 12.2 miles long, depending on where you look. The data book, AllTrails, whatever. So a little over 12 miles, about 1,900 feet of elevation gain. And I would say more than anything, it's rolling. You're not going to get any big ups on this. Kind of a rolling trail. There's parts that you'll start to sweat a little bit, but it's a pretty easy, straightforward hike, forwards or backwards. So I'm hiking it backwards. I started at the beginning of 4, end of 3, hiking it to the beginning of 3, end of 2. The reason I'm doing that, and I've hiked this segment a few times, is that my lovely wife is going to meet me tomorrow morning with the kiddos, and we're gonna go camping. She's gonna pick me up in the Ranger Dave mobile. I had to take hers out here because mine can tow. Anyway, the thing about it is if you're segment hiking, the beginning of 3, end of 2, is at Little Scraggy Trailhead, and there's a parking lot. There's good and bad with that, but the good, it's easy for someone to come pick you up. It's a great option. It's easy to get to. The road is paved. A lot of roads around here, they're not paved. They're dirt roads. Got that washboard feeling going. It's not great. So if you need that, I would hike it backwards, knowing that there's washboard and a little rougher road to get to the end of 3, beginning of 4. You're gonna have to do that anyway, but My wife's SUV, it's not lifted like mine or anything, easily got there. So I like hiking it backwards. Also, the parking lot just is an easy landmark for people to find you. And if you have to wait around, you're really close to that fire station that has water. Now, the downside, you can't overnight park there, typically speaking. My understanding, I will correct this in the notes if I'm wrong, but in the past, you have to buy a permit to park there, and they don't like overnight parking. So just be aware of that. But overall, a pretty solid segment, fun day. Few things to note of just about the trail other than what I've mentioned. You can hear that right now. That's the first thing. There are lots of bikes, people on bikes on this trail. This is one of the most popular biking trails in Colorado, my understanding. Last time I was out here, we ran into dozens. Tonight, I ran into like 3, so it wasn't a big deal, but tonight's a Friday. Tomorrow, there's gonna be a lot of people out here, so be aware, lots of bikes. The second thing is water sources. Now, coming out of 2, you're gonna have the water source at the firehouse. You don't have to wait too long to get a water source here, but toward the back end of this segment, you're gonna go for a little bit without water. Once you break a little over halfway through this segment, you're gonna have to wait until, I don't know, a few miles. I think it's mile maybe 3 into segment 4 before you even have a chance at a water source. Just be aware, middle of the segment, you want to fill up with water because you might go for a little bit. But overall, this is a great segment as an introduction to overnight hiking. Colorado Trail, it's easy. You don't have to be in super shape to do it. This would be great motivation to actually get in shape, kind of test things out, and camp next to a water source. So enough about the trail. Overall, solid, not the best views, but solid, good starter trail. It is time to drink. And I have with me tonight kind of a local whiskey. I have it on my phone. I'll show you. Continental Rye whiskey from Snitching Lady Distillery. I've never heard of this. Snitching Lady Distillery out of Fairplay, Colorado. So Fairplay, it's a little town right before Breckenridge. So if you're coming from the southeast, like Colorado Springs, Pueblo area, probably you wouldn't go this way from Denver. So further south, a little town before you actually start going over Hoosier Pass. I really like Fairplay. I think it's an up-and-coming little town. I have no idea about this distillery. I literally stopped at a liquor store on the way in and got this. But first, I kind of dig it. We're gonna get kind of close. Do you see that? Do you see that label? So first, I like the label. I like the coloring. It's kind of a throwback, getting some Fallout, like Leave It to Beaver vibes. I like that. Got this lady here, like, oh, she's like snitching on someone on the phone. You got the cop car, but it says a family tradition of small batch distilling and not getting caught. I don't know what that was. So I like that, you know, ha ha ha. It's 100 proof. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So I have it in this little flask that I just bought. It was $6 at the liquor store. I was going to upcycle, I believe it's called, and use a water bottle, but I saw this for $6 and said, hey, we're doing it. So first part of the review before I drink it. One complaint. When I went to uncork it, the cork broke. Weak cork, okay? I don't know how that's going to affect the whiskey, but the cork broke, so I had to put part of it in an Nalgene and then part of it in this little flask. I really dig the flask. Like $6 for this thing, 10 ounces. Loving it. Anyway, start of summer, week before Memorial Day. Getting geared up for some big hikes this summer. On the Colorado Trail, beautiful evening. It doesn't get better than this. Here's to living life long, loose, and full of juice with some rye whiskey. Okay. Initial thoughts. I like it. It's got a little burn to it, but not much, and it's rye. Like rye whiskeys are going to have those pepper notes to it, so it tends to be a little more burny. This is 100 proof, so 50% alcohol. I would certainly expect this. The taste is good. I like it. Good pepper notes. I'm getting some on the back end though. Maybe a hint of vanilla, maybe a hint of just the cask. It's good. It's good. This bottle ran me $55, so not cheap. I would buy it again. I would really buy it if I could find it under 50. Like if it was $40, $45, because the liquor store I stopped at, it was outside of Denver. I've never been there. So maybe it's cheaper in other places. I would definitely get it. 50, it's not bad. You're supporting a local distillery. The one thing is with local distilleries, they're real hit or miss. Like I've had some really, really bad stuff. My first video this year, like that was rough. That was real rough. But I like supporting the local distilleries. This is obviously a small one. I like their label. This is solid whiskey. I would drink this. I would drink this. It's actually a little smoother than I'm letting on. It's just a little smoother. It's got a little burn, a little smoother. I don't know. It's good. Good taste. Like strong rye. A strong rye. I would say more of a dry rye, leading with that pepper. So if you're a fan of it, fan of that kind of rye, go for it. Out of Fairplay, Colorado. Snitching Lady Continental Rye. I like the play on words. Love that. That's great. Kind of arrogant, like in your face again. I've said this in other videos, like, hey, we're in the mountains. Like, I dig it. Anyway, we're gonna eat some dinner, then I'm going to bed. I'll stay up a little bit. We got this creek behind us, so put my feet in it, probably kill some fish. Never know. And then tomorrow, I'll take a little bit of video, about 2.8 miles till Little Scraggy. Link up with my lovely wife and the kiddos, and we're gonna go camping. I might take a few shots of that and tell you a little bit about where we camp. But anyway, I hope you're living life long, loose, and full of juice. Till next time. And look at this little shot glass that came with the flask. It's made out of plastic, but I love that. It looks like the thimble off of Monopoly. Love it. Long, loose, full of juice. See you later.